Hi, so a while back I did 2 balloon twisting tutorials and people started subscribing, which is kind of cool. I didn't really expect that. So I thought I'd do another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be doing this cute owl right here. So this is in 260s. I usually do it in 160s. And this is the advanced version. I'm going to show you guys like 2 different versions. So that's that one. Here's the more simpler version. His eyes are a little too big, but still adorable. This is in 160s, so you can kind of see. Here's another advanced version and 160s comparison to the 260s. So, adorable little guy. He makes a really good bracelet. So I'm going to show you him, but before I get all started and into it, if you guys have suggestions for other tutorials that you want me to do, go ahead and check out my Facebook, or more importantly my Instagram, because that's what I keep up to date. It's Instagram at TaylorAnnArtParty, and if you go look on there, you'll see a bunch of my designs and balloons and face paintings. And feel free to leave me a comment either down below here or on my Instagram with a video, or with what video you would like to see, because I'm open to doing any of my designs. You guys gotta know what I usually do first, I guess. Anyways, I'll get started for today's owl. For this, you're going to either use 160s or 260s. It's your choice. I prefer 160s because I like all things small, and it's just a little easier with my small hands to use 160s. So, you're going to get your 5-inch round. I blew it up about the size of a baseball. A little bit bigger, but baseball. Think baseball. You're going to need either 1 or 2. The second one is optional. Again, I'll go over that later. Whatever color body you want. So this time I'm going to do a blue one. And I blew it up. Well, this is the one that I'm going to use for the main part. And you leave about, I'd say, a 2 to 3 inch tail on that. Nice and soft, of course. So you're going to need 2 of these if you're doing advanced, 1 if you're doing simple. And then you're also going to need a yellow. I guess you could use a different color, but I always liked it in yellow. And this is just for the beak and its feet. So you just need to blow it up a little bit. Doesn't matter because you're going to pop this one off. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and split this into 2 for those big googly eyes. Like so. Again, try to make it even. Oh, not always perfect, but at least give it a good shot. And then you're going to grab your more inflated balloon, so that much tail, and you're going to take that nozzle and you're going to wrap it in between those eyes. Now you're going to simply put glasses on this guy. So you're going to just go around the eye and twist that back into the center. So it looks like he's wearing like some sort of eye glass. And do that on both sides. You don't want it too tight to where it slips off, or too loose to where it slips off. So just try to make it so it just stretches to fit that perfectly. So you get something that looks like this. And it's going to go a little cockeyed at first. It won't really come together until the very end. So you'll see what I mean later. Next you're going to do the body. It's kind of your option if you want a really short body or something a little longer. I usually keep it, if I can show you, that's probably like 4 fingers, maybe 3 to 4 inches for a body. And then I'm going to go that one down, and then another bubble the same size. So I'll just show you. Another one of those back up into the center of the eyes. Alright, so you should have this now, those 2 little feet. And you're going to go ahead and do a 3 bubble roll through right here. So again, same size as you did those other 2. Line it up, and if you've never done a roll through before, what it is you simply push the balloon through. You literally roll it through the other 2, and so you should have a 3rd body going on right now. Like so. Next, I'm going to match that body and do the exact same size again, back up into the eye. So now you should have 4 in your little group right here. Twist that around the eyes and go crazy with it so it's nice and snug in there. Alright, at this point you should have about this much left, so you just have a little tiny tail here, and you're not sure how long you're going to have. So, let me give you an example. Sometimes I have enough to do 3 bubbles like this guy. Other times I only have enough to do 2 bubbles up here, or sometimes only 1. So, I suggest trying to get between 2 and 3 looks the best. I think it looks kind of funky with 1, so always shoot for 2. That's about how much length I have left on this. So I'm going to go ahead and see where about that looks half. So my half mark is going to be right here. Twist that there, and then twist that back again in between the eyes. That's where all these are going. So it's just a little petal, and you're going to take this extra little nozzle there and twist that into the little center where everything's been twisted so far again. Alright, so it should look like madness right now, but let's not worry about that. Take your yellow balloon out. So now you're going to make a little beak. So tiny little bubble followed by a slightly even tinier bubble. And then twist those together. So it's going to look about like this. And then I just take the nozzle and twist that in there. I also make sure I lock twist this. That's where you take that knot and you roll it right back between those bubbles that you made. And that's its little beak. You're not going to need the rest of this. Well, you are, but not at the moment. So you're going to go ahead and pop that off. Okay. So save this piece. You are going to use it for the feet. But for the beak, all you need is this little doohickey. And then you're going to go ahead, take this madness, and you're going to find the middle and then twist this into here. But in order to do that, you got to do some very much adjusting here. So, to start, you got to make sure those eyes line up. And how you're going to do that is you're going to take that 4 bubbles that you made earlier and you're going to squish part of the glasses, the bottom part, in between 2 of them. So I'll just show you. So see how that's going in between there? That's what you're going to do that on both sides. So at this point you should have 2 of these body bubbles in front, 2 in back, the eyes squished between there. And then these bubbles you're going to put up at the top to look like eyebrows, kind of. And you need to spread them apart a little bit so that, again, these glasses, so to speak, are going to go in between the bubbles right there. So in between the petals, my bad. So you should have something that looks like this. Front, back. Now, with those little beaks that you got, you're going to put it right in between those eyes, right there. Sometimes it's easier if you know where everything is to put this in before you adjust it, because now you have to slip it around these. So it's really up to you when you want to put this in. I just kind of did it before, adjusting before, so you can see where it goes. Try to get it in there pretty tight. And you want to make sure the slightly bigger bubble is on top. So he's coming together. He's looking awesome so far. Now let's go ahead and grab that yellow piece again. And now this is just for the feet, so just blow it up as much as you need for your feet. You can do small ones, you can do bigger ones. I kind of give them goofy looking feet. Oops, sorry for that. So I'm probably just going to blow this up about that much. It doesn't matter again because you can pop it off at the end. You're going to actually use the excess for a wristband. So my size feet are about 2 inches, so think about that. You can do simple, just 2 of these, and then call it done, or like this one, I did it a little bit fancier and I put 2 pinch twists in right there. It just helps hold the feet out. But this one was done simpler and it still looks cute, so it's really your call. I think right now I'm just going to do the 2 simplest ones for you. So there's feet number 1. Same size again on the other side. 2 bubbles, 2 inches, like that, back into there. then you got your feet. So I blew it up a little bit too much. So I don't need that. I'm going to go ahead and snip the very end on this side. Okay. Let the air out, and now I'm going to take this and take my owl, and I'm going to feed it right between the two bodies. Like so. Make it nice and snug, and then position it underneath. And wrap it around so it's, you know, it stays. Alright, so at this point it looks pretty darn cute already, and it just needs some eyes, and you can call it done. You can take this little extra piece right here, twist it back into those feet, and then you've got a bracelet. And voila, that is your simple version of this owl. But what I like to do if I have the time, now only if I have the time, is I'll add another balloon. And I'm going to show you how to do that as well right now. So, same color as you did for the body. Doesn't really matter too much on the length because you are going to pop this one, but I usually blow it up to about that much. You're going to take this and you're going to feed it through exactly where you fed through the feet. So right in between those two body bubbles right there. Now something I haven't done but I think would be kind of cute was if you just left it like this and tied this and got rid of this part. It's like he's got two arms out like this. But that's not what I usually do. Although it's cute. What I usually do is I bring it out so the arms are just a little bit, maybe about a ½ an inch farther than the eyes. And then I bring it around to the back. So let me show you what I'm doing here from the back. Bring it around. And I'm going to grab that knot and twist it in on the other side right here. So it's about the same length on either side. So you've got this going on. And that's kind of like his wings tucked in behind him. You can kind of think of it. You can see him from the front there too. Alright, now make sure you lock twist this again because that will want to come undone. I'm going to follow that up by a little tiny tail. And this is just going to be usually a tad bit smaller than the feet. I keep it about 1.5 inches. So 2 1.5 inch bubbles, like so, and bring that back up to the top, or not to the top, to right in there. Twist it around very good. Now you should have something that looks like this. At this point, you have a decision you can make. You can either give it a good squeeze, twist this so it matches the length of the bodies right there, and twist that into the head. And then what you would do is use this extra piece to make an extra little top thing like this. That's what I did on this one. See how he's got that extra long little hair or feather in between his eyebrows? That's how I did that. So if you want to go ahead and do that, go for it. If you feel like you like the look of him better like this, kind of more of an angry kind of bird kind of look, simply at this twist, just pop off the rest of this. And that's what I'm going to do for this one right now. So you only need that little bit. You're going to twist this back into the head, and then you're going to shove this in between the two body bubbles in the back right there. Alrighty. So there is my owl. The twisting part's done. All you need to do is draw on those really cute baby doll eyes. I'll show you how to do that, but if you've seen my previous videos, you know how to do it already. I do the same eyes for just about everything. So I'll give you a good little 360 view of him. Alright, now drawing. Okay. So, once again, I make these even bigger than I do my other animals. Giant circle, matchingly giant circle, smaller circle inside of it. Follow that by a little circle in the corner. So there's your base. And then just fill in with your chisel. Sharpie chisel brush. These are the best. Get the big ones. Fill in all the way around it. So you're not filling in the two little bubbles on the inside. You're just filling out the big bubble. And there you go. So he's pretty darn easy. I would consider him like beginner to intermediate. He's not quite intermediate, but he's on the side there. Again, you can do it in 260s if you prefer working with those. I hope you enjoyed the video, and again, give me suggestions for what other videos that you want to see. Go to my Instagram, see what designs you like, and say, hey, I want to see how to do this. I'll try to get more regular at these videos, but there you go. Alright, thanks. Again, my name is Taylor Ann of Taylor Ann Art Party. I am a entertainer / artist, so if you like art, check out taylorannart.com. Alright, thanks. Bye.